Hello everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts and Colossal Fossils. Today we're doing Prehistoric Facts special extra episode number 48, and I'll be talking about a very special place in Wisconsin. It's called Whitefish Dune State Park in Door County, Wisconsin. And so this is a place I've been to not too long ago, and I'm going to show you some photos. And so let's actually get started with the show, shall we? Let's let's actually talk about the geology of Whitefish Dunes. So the rocks that are exposed at Whitefish Dunes is a rock that is dated at 425 million years ago in the Silurian period. So these are very old rocks, and the rocks contains a dolostone and limestone. So these are the two types of rock that you're actually going to find at Whitefish Dunes. There are fossils too. There are fossils in the state park too. You can't take anything because it's a state park. You got to follow state park rules. The fossils include honeycomb coral, brachiopods, and crinoids. Crinoids were even found in these rocks, and that's actually pretty cool. But then we get to the Ice Age and the Pleistocene epoch. You actually have the glaciers that came through in Wisconsin, and the glacier that is responsible for carving the rocks to show that are pretty much exposed is the Lake Michigan lobe. So you can tell by the name, Lake Michigan. So you are going to see some pretty interesting things about this place. And once you actually read the signs and look up all the stuff about Whitefish Dunes, I'll put a link in the description down below of the Whitefish Dune State Park's website, mostly from the DNR. And so, yeah, you can actually check that out in the description down below. You can learn a lot more about Whitefish Dunes and all that. The dunes right now are pretty much covered in dense forest right now, and there's one of the dunes. There's some bits. On the top of this dune, you can actually see the sand right on top of it. It's just pretty much right on top. It's the tallest dune in the state park, and I'll talk about that in one of the photos. Now, I'm going to show you a series of photos. I'm not going to give you too much information about them, and so these are pictures I took myself. And so, yeah, let's actually look at them, shall we? So this first photo, this is actually a bunch of the limestone, dolostone that you're going to see on parts of the beach in Whitefish Dunes. And this is in the state park, and so you are going to see some beach, uh, some shoreline, so a beach, and it's a nice little place where you can actually see sand and also all sorts of limestone and dolostone. But I'm going to show you more limestone and dolostone and some more pictures later on. Now here, this picture, this is from the tallest dune in the state park. It's called Old Baldy, and so, and you probably can guess why. It's bald on top, and it's a very tall dune. It's a very high dune. It takes a lot of effort to get up there, but of course there's a pathway. You cannot walk on the dunes because you want to preserve the sand, preserve all the like the plants and the animals that are there, and so that's why you're not allowed to walk around on the sand. Especially on Old Baldy, you're not allowed to walk around on that. And also you gotta stay in the trails at the state park because there is poison ivy, so you gotta watch out for that. But yeah, this is actually a pretty cool thing. It's a cool view too. You look at the north, you look at the south side of the state park. It's actually pretty neat. There's wildlife there too. So this is a probably a youngster porcupine that I spotted climbing up a tree, and that's kind of pretty cool. This is actually coming down from Old Baldy, so this is a nice little surprise right there. Is that you could get close to nature at the state park, and that's pretty cool. But I would not recommend getting close to a porcupine because you do not want to touch the quills of this guy. So yeah, so you make sure you keep your distance from wildlife at this state park. And here's some sands from the beach, and this is actually pretty neat. It's like pure sand. It is this pure sand, and it is very, very nice to see and all that. This picture right here, this is Lake Michigan. So you are looking at Lake Michigan, and so Lake Michigan is one of the big lakes that make up the Great Lakes, and It is the second largest lake in the Great Lakes, and the second deepest, or second or third deepest of the Great Lakes, and it is very, very neat. You can see about the clouds. There was a little bit of a rainstorm that kind of passed through there uh, when I was there, but hey, let's try to. At least I try to keep myself dry in that type of weather. And so, yeah, it was actually pretty cool to see Lake Michigan up close like that. And on the beach, I did find some fossils. Now, remember, I could not take them. These are fossils that have to stay in the park. And so, this is a smaller fossil of honeycomb coral. The honeycomb coral is everywhere in these rocks, and it is just amazing to find a lot of these fossils. There was one bit of fossil that I did find an impression of a crinoid stem, and so that was actually pretty neat. But there are other fossils that were found here, like brachiopods. I'm pretty sure trilobites have been found here, but I'm pretty sure, but those are very rare to find in this state park. But yeah, so brachiopods, honeycomb coral, and crinoids are pretty much the ones you're going to find. And here's a pretty neat uh, formation in the rock. This is probably ripple marks. This is ripple marks that was made by the ocean floor from 125 million years ago in the limestone or dolostone. So that is awesome to see. And luckily, I got a good close-up picture of that. That is actually a pretty cool thing to see in the rocks. And here you can see the rocky cliff faces that you're going to see in this state park. And this is all limestone and dolostone. This is actually pretty cool to see. And when you think about this, it almost doesn't look like Wisconsin in certain ways. It almost kind of looks like short, like cliff faces that you're or rocky formations on the edge of the of certain types of oceans in certain other parts of the world. But it's actually really, really neat. And this is from Wisconsin, and this is my from my home state, and this is a very awesome view to see. In this picture right here, this is Clark Lake. This is on the northern side of Whitefish Dunes. It's kind of a small lake, but when you kind of look at it, and kind of look at it when you're like right that close, it almost it is kind of a big lake. But on a map, it's not a very big lake at all. It's kind of a small lake, and it's very hard to see this lake in a map. And so this is like say a whole in the map of the whole state of Wisconsin. But yeah, this is a pretty cool thing to see there too. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description down below of the DNR website of Whitefish Dunes, and so that way you can check that out. But the next episode of Prehistoric Facts will be on July 1st, 2021, and that'll be a special episode, and I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric I'm going to talk about. And if you got any questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Please don't put them on Messenger. Messenger's for private conversations. So yes, please put your questions in the comment section. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, stomp on that bell so that way you can get weekly notifications. And also, feel free to put your questions in the comment section. I do read them all, and those questions do mean a lot. And your questions will be answered in a Q&A episode, and that will be you can get a shout out from those questions from the Q&A episode. And remember, keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you, and also for younger people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have. Motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you get a good job in the future. And of course, in this kind of time, during in the pandemic, if you're not vaccinated, please wear a mask, social distance, and wash your hands, because that is very important to make sure that reduce the spread of the virus. And also, if you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated, because that is very important. So that way, we can reduce the amount of cases of this virus, and we all want to get back to normal, and that is our goal. Is we want to get back to normal as quickly as possible. And also check out Colossal Fossils, and I'll put a link in the description down below. We're still in fundraising mode, we're trying to go for a T-Rex, so feel free to go to the donate tab and donate as much as you want, and yeah, and we can get our goal to get that T-Rex. And that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.